In the palatial setting of Dubai's Burj Al Arab, arguably the world's most luxurious hotel, an epic gathering of criminals was taking place. It was May of 2017, and the occasion that had brought them together was the wedding of Daniel Kinahan, a key figure in one of the world's most notorious criminal organizations. Kinahan's wedding wasn't just a celebration, but a significant meeting of crime bosses from around the world. Stay tuned as we look at the wedding guest list and ask why some of the largest players in the international drug trade who were present have now been arrested, while Daniel Kinahan and his family are still living free in Dubai. Did someone say supergrass? The Kinahan organized crime group, to which Daniel belongs, has been deeply involved in a range of criminal activities, from drug trafficking to money laundering. Started by Daniel's father, Christy the Dapper Don Kinahan, the crime family had relocated to Dubai after several close calls, including a near assassination attempt on Daniel at a Dublin boxing weigh-in in 2016. The wedding, however, would expose them in ways they could not have anticipated. Daniel Kinahan was married in a lavish ceremony at the Burj Al Arab, Dubai's iconic sail-shaped hotel. His wedding wasn't just an ordinary affair, but a major event in the global criminal underworld. Unbeknownst to the attendees, the American Drug Enforcement Administration, or DEA, had their eyes on the event. The DEA had long been tracking the Kinahan family and their associates. What they witnessed that day was a who's who of the international drug trade, with major criminal figures gathering in one place. Among the guests were several key figures responsible for smuggling vast quantities of cocaine into Europe. Their criminal networks spanned across continents, contributing to the flow of drugs from South America to Europe via ports in Rotterdam and Antwerp. The wedding gave law enforcement agencies a golden opportunity to observe this notorious alliance, which would later be dubbed the Super Cartel. The Super Cartel wasn't your typical criminal syndicate. Instead of rival groups battling for supremacy, the cartel members decided to collaborate for mutual benefit. Each member brought their unique expertise to the table. Some controlled smuggling routes, others had connections with drug producers in South America, and a few were money laundering experts. By combining their resources, they were able to increase their profits while avoiding unnecessary conflicts. Among the key figures present at the wedding were Edin Gakinen, head of the Tito and Dino cartel, also known as the European Escobar. He controlled a significant portion of the Peruvian cocaine trade and was responsible for smuggling tons of cocaine into Europe. Also there was Radouan Taghi, a major Dutch crime lord who controlled the ports of Rotterdam and Antwerp, two of the most important smuggling routes into Europe. Also present, Raffaele Imperiali, a money laundering expert and a high-ranking member of Italy's Camorra crime group. He is known for moving vast sums of money through various channels. Together with Daniel Kinahan, these men formed a criminal powerhouse that controlled a large portion of Europe's drug trade. At their peak, the cartel was responsible for approximately 1/3 of the cocaine flowing through European ports. However, what they didn't realize was that the DEA was meticulously documenting the event, marking the beginning of a downfall that would soon follow. For years, Dubai had been seen as a safe haven for international criminals, thanks to its lack of extradition treaties with several countries. The city offered these figures a luxurious lifestyle where they could live openly without fear of arrest. Law enforcement agencies around the world were well aware of this, but could do little about it. Despite repeated requests for assistance, Dubai had been reluctant to take action against these criminals. However, the Kinahan wedding and its fallouts began to change that. In 2018, Dubai started taking action, arresting notorious criminals and cooperating with international law enforcement. The city's role as a sanctuary for criminals was beginning to unravel. The first major blow to the Super Cartel came in December of 2019, when Radouan Taghi was arrested. Taghi had been on the run since 2015, and had been living comfortably in Dubai, evading law enforcement. His arrest was a pivotal moment in the global crackdown on organised crime. Taghi had been linked to numerous murders and large-scale drug trafficking, and his capture marked a turning point in the fight against the super cartel. Interestingly, during the search for Taghi, Dutch authorities nearly apprehended Daniel Kinahan by mistake. In June of 2019, Dutch police were monitoring a meeting between two lawyers and a criminal associate in Dubai. At one point, a fourth man wearing a cap and sunglasses joined the meeting. The Dutch authorities believed this person was Taghi and requested that the Dubai police arrest him. However, it turned out to be Daniel Kinahan. The Dubai authorities refused to make the arrest, allowing Kinahan to continue living freely in the city. Following Taghi's arrest, the next major member of the super cartel to fall was Rafael Imperiali. In August of 2021, Imperiali, who had been living in Dubai, was arrested and extradited to Italy in March of 2022. Imperiali's arrest was another significant victory for law enforcement. By this point, the super cartel was starting to crumble. Later that year, in November of 2022, Edin Gakinen was arrested as part of Operation Desert Light, a coordinated effort involving law enforcement agencies from several countries. Edin's arrest was part of a larger crackdown that led to the arrest of 48 individuals across multiple countries. However, in a surprising turn of events, Edin was released just 2 months after his arrest due to a delay in the extradition process. The Dutch authorities denied any fault, but the situation remained suspicious and controversial. While the arrests of key cartel members were significant, another blow to the Kinahan crime family came in April of 2022, when the United States imposed sanctions on Daniel Kinahan, his father Christy Kinahan, and his brother Christy Jr. The sanctions were part of a larger effort by the US government to target transnational organized crime groups. As part of the sanctions, the US Department of the Treasury froze any assets the Kinahans held in the United States and banned American citizens from doing business with them. The US also offered a $5 million reward for information leading to the arrest or conviction of Daniel Kinahan and other members of the crime family. These sanctions were a significant move in the fight against the Kinahan family and added international pressure on the organization. The US government's involvement underscored the global reach of the Kinahans and their involvement in drug trafficking on an international scale. With the US now actively pursuing the family, Daniel Kinahan's options for safe havens were becoming increasingly limited. The wedding in 2017 exposed a global network of criminals who believed they were untouchable. However, by 2023, Dubai's role as a sanctuary for these individuals had largely come to an end. The city had arrested around 500 international fugitives in just 2 years, a staggering number that reflected a dramatic shift in its approach to law enforcement. With US sanctions, European cooperation, and increased pressure from Dubai, the net is tightening around these criminal figures. The lavish wedding that once symbolized the power and invulnerability of the super cartel had, in reality, set the stage for its downfall. So one question remains. Did Daniel Kinahan unknowingly expose his super cartel partners to international law enforcement? Or was this part of a calculated plan to give up some major players for the Kinahans to remain free? Leave your comments below. Thank you for joining us today on Crime Chronicles. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the channel with your friends.